Queensland Cowboys. My tip to win the comp last year. How'd that pan out? Not that great. They are such a strong side, and you made a point of saying did they put in the effort throughout last off season as they did the year before under the coaching of Todd Payton. Now, as far as acquisitions go, North Queensland, Viliami Valea, who I know you got a rap on, outside back. I think you might have got him to the Warriors, and Thomas McKaylee, the former Giant Tiger. Now they've lost a few. Mitch Dunn retired. He was a good player, Mitch Dunn, but he kept getting injured. Brendan Elliott released. Ben Hampton released. Peter Hickory's gone to England. Riley Price has gone to Penrith. Gamut Shibasaki released. James Tarmo retired. But they do have that. The other one they've picked up, of course, is Jake Clifford, who's come back to the club from England. They've got that glut of forwards coming through.
Yeah, they have, and they've had to make some salary cap decisions there because I think Helam Lukey, it was kind of expected he might take a big offer to go elsewhere to the Dragons or to the Dolphins. Helam Lukey had an option in his own favour to stay with the club and has elected to stay, which I don't think they thought was going to happen. That would put a lot of pressure on this Kulakefu
Fuyaki.
That's him, who's an outstanding young talent. And, is probably on a much smaller contract than what he could get somewhere else. They'd have to upgrade him to keep him, but they didn't have that sort of money available. And particularly after Helam Lukey took up his option to stay. Helam Lukey decided not to go, which has meant they've had to move Luciano Leilua, who was one of their big money purchases a couple of years ago. Luciano was on pretty good money up there, and he's a good player.
$900,000.
He's a good player. I don't think he was on that much up there, but with the opportunity to move clubs and test the market and the way the market is at the moment, because there's no players on the market, he was able to.
Sorry, so the $900,000, you think he's gone to the Dragons on that salary? $900,000.
It's a big ticket, isn't it?
Crikey!
He's a good player. He was at the Dragons.
He's a Dragons junior.
Yeah, he was at the Dragons, and they let him go to the Tigers, and then he got scouted to go to North Queensland, and he's a dangerous player. I think he's a good player.
So he'd want to be.
But they've made a decision up there that they've got Helam Lukey, they've got this young Kulakefu coming through, and they've managed to keep him. Still got Jason Taumalolo there on big contract. They've got Jeremiah Nanai. I mean, I don't know where they're going to fit them all in. And Ruben Cotter.
Who's just been made co-captain.
Yeah, who's sprouted wings over the last couple of years as a front rower. Reece Robson's now playing Origin football.
It's a good side, isn't it?
It is a good side. What was the diagnosis on Cohen Hess with his knee injury?
I don't know. Stand by.
I was a little worried about that on the weekend because he left the field. They've got a really good another forward there in Griffin Neame, who I've got a big rap on. Jake Granville's still going around with the club. Jordan McLean's still going around with the club. It's a hell of a side. Last year was disappointing for them, particularly after the way they played in 2022. Valentine Holmes is still there.
Drinkwater.
Tom Dearden's decided to stay with the club, and that would have put more pressure on their salary cap. Scott Drinkwater would have been upgraded, and I think significantly upgraded. So it's a powerful looking roster, and I think they've got a great chance. 22 was a wonderful year for them. They just didn't come up in 23, particularly the first half of 23. They threatened to get back in it, but then didn't. It's hard. If you give away a big start, it's hard to maintain the rage all the way to the finals at that stage of the year. And they just never really got on the right leg. But if they start on the right leg this year, they've got the player talent to certainly be a top 8 contender.
Absolutely. That's as far as you're going to go with them.
Yeah, top 8 contender.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I don't know that they've got the premiership X factor. I don't know that they've got that at the moment, but
where is their X factor?
They're certainly a top 8 contender. Well, Tommy Dearden's sort of taken over the major. He and Scott Drinkwater produced most of the tries. Valentine Holmes is, he's brilliant. He's playing in the centres. They've got that brilliant back. So, I mean, it all depends on, as I said, injuries. Well, who's at full strength? If they're at full strength and others are weaker, well, they can certainly make a deep run in the finals. I think they'll play finals football.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not suggesting premiership.